4 hours until dinner and getting that sinking feeling? Fear not. Today we're having tea with Duchess Anna. Hi, I'm Jen from Tea Leaves and Tweed, and welcome to another historical tea session. Today we're getting into the apocryphal history of afternoon tea with a tea session inspired by Anna Russell, the Duchess of Bedford. Now, first, before I start with a little bit of background, I'm going to warm my teapot. So while I let my teapot warm, let's talk a little bit about Duchess Anna. I'll leave a little bit of information in the box below, but as you know, I generally like to do these historical tea sessions using primary sources. However, there is very little to no primary sources on Anna Russell and the origins of afternoon tea. The story seems to be almost entirely apocryphal. So, because Wikipedia doesn't really count as a source, this isn't a true historical tea session, but we're going to call it historically inspired. The apocryphal tale is that Anna Russell, the Duchess of Bedford, who was once a lady-in-waiting to the Queen, Victoria, while she was visiting Belvoir Castle, decided she was feeling that sinking feeling before dinner, because the distance between luncheon and dinner at sometimes as late as 8 or 8:30 at night was quite long. So she ordered a little snack to be brought to her rooms along with her afternoon pot of tea. Of course, drinking tea in the afternoon and even drinking tea with light meals was not unheard of. But somehow this story was latched onto and used either as inspiration for a trend or an explanation for the practice of genteel low tea, which was tea eaten on low tables in a noble person's drawing room, as opposed to high tea, which is eaten on a high dining table and was more of a working class meal when you got off work. So with the very sparse history out of the way, it is said that Duchess Anna took her tea with cakes or sandwiches and usually had Darjeeling. In my own research into the history, it seems as though Anna Russell could have drunk Darjeeling tea in the mid-1840s. So in honor of Duchess Anna, I will be having a session with the fantastic full-leaf Darjeeling tea that I was sent as a gift by Mark from Storm King Teas. This is just a truly unique tea, and so fortunate that I was able to cover a historical figure that is so integral to Western style tea culture, as well as share one of my really favorite teas right now with you. So let's brew. So here we have our full leaf Darjeeling tea. And you can see right away, Darjeeling is usually thought of as a black tea, but the processing is a little different from a black tea, and you can see right away that this has very green leaves for what we would think of as a black tea. So I've been warming my teapot while we chatted. I'm going to put my leaves in the teapot to warm up for a second. And now I'll give it a little sniff. And right away I can smell that this is not your average Darjeeling. It has this beautiful, unique green, herbaceous, almost camphorous, florally complex smell to it. So, the brewing instructions from Storm King Teas suggest using 1 well-rounded teaspoon for a cup of tea and steeping that for 5 to 7 minutes. Because that is actually very similar to 19th century tea steeping, I'm going to follow those instructions. So we're going to add our hot water. This is 195 degree water because this tea is a little bit more delicate. And I'm going to time that for 5 minutes. All right, now it has been about 5 minutes. You can see how these beautiful tea leaves have started to unfurl. They really are huge. And I'm going to pour my tea. It's a very light colored tea liquor. Again, for a black tea. It's really not like a black tea. And the processing is different than a black tea processing. But this tea almost reminds me of a raw pu'er. It just has such a beautiful, complex flavor. A little bit of bitterness, a little bit of astringency, a lot of just aromatic complexity. Duchess Anna would have approved. And of course, to stave off that sinking feeling, I have my plate of cucumber sandwiches. Thank you for joining me for Tea with Duchess Anna. And I hope you enjoyed this historical tea session. Well, historically inspired tea session. And I hope you'll join me again sometime. Bye.